everyone! So for today's video, I'm going to be talking about how animal agriculture is affecting the geology of the earth, like climate change, just how it's affecting the rainforest, etc. And this is a little bit of a different video because I'm not only showing it to my main channel and all of my subscribers because it is a vegan video and I think there are a lot of important facts that you guys could benefit from, but I'm also showing it to my geology classroom as an extra credit thing. So shout out to future Sonia, who's probably just awkwardly sitting in the back listening to other people watch her video. So before I start with the facts, I just want to say a few things. I am a vegan, which means I don't consume animal products like meat or dairy, and I don't eat honey or anything like that, and I also incorporate it into my lifestyle because I feel like veganism is a lifestyle, not a diet, where I don't purchase leather, I don't purchase makeup from companies that test on animals, and I don't use any products that have milk or honey or beeswax or any of that. But I'm not saying that if you are not a vegan you are a terrible person, because for most of my life I was not a vegan. I consumed meat, I consumed dairy, I loved all that stuff. I used products from places tested on animals, and I just didn't really know, I didn't really make the connection that my diet was affecting the earth, and so I just kept doing what I wanted to do. I'm going to present you guys with the facts. I'm not telling you what to do, I'm just presenting them to you, and you can do what you want with that information. I also have some notes on my laptop, so if I'm looking down, that's why. So about 51% of global gas emissions are from animal agriculture, and you might be thinking, why don't I know this? Why have I not heard about this before? Well, the meat and dairy industry actually does a very good job of making sure that people think that their products are healthy and good for the environment and sustainable. If you go onto a beef website or like just any Dairy Gold or something, they will say that their cows are just raised really well, you know, grass-fed, everything's good. But to keep up with the demand, a lot of rainforests have to be cut down in the process, and people don't realize that animals eat a lot of plants. People say that, you know, vegans are destroying the earth because they're eating the plants and plants have feelings. No. Animals are eating so much food. In order for an animal to get to the size that it has to eat a ton of food, and in that process land has to be cleared, and so many different rainforests are being cut down, which is not only contributing to climate change, but it is also destroying so many different species. So many different species are going extinct. So according to the Huffington Post, scientists estimate that 150 to 200 species of plant, insect, bird, and mammal become extinct every 24 hours. And it doesn't really say why, but one of the main reasons is because the meat and dairy industry is cutting down all of the rainforest to make space for animals, to make space for crops, to make space for just all of that stuff.
Our global rainforests are essentially the planet's lungs. They breathe in CO2 and exhale oxygen. An acre of rainforest is cleared every second, and the leading cause is to graze animals and grow their feed crops. That is essentially an entire football field cleared every single second. And it is estimated that every day, close to 100 plant, animal, and insect species are lost due to rainforest destruction.
Not only is animal agriculture destroying so many rainforests, it is also causing a lot of desert zones because of the amount of water that animals do use that are being farmed. So according to the PETA website, a single cow used for milk can drink up to 50 gallons of water per day, or twice that amount in hot weather, and it takes 683 gallons of water to produce just 1 gallon of milk. It makes more than 2,400 gallons of water to produce 1 pound of beef, while producing 1 pound of tofu only requires 244 gallons of water. And then it says, by going vegan, one person can save approximately 219,000 gallons of water per year.
I started doing more research. The UN, along with other agencies, reported that not only did livestock play a major role in global warming, it is also the leading cause of resource consumption and environmental degradation destroying the planet today. How is it possible I wasn't aware of this? I thought this information would be plastered everywhere in the environmental community. I went to the nation's largest environmental organizations' websites, 350.org, Greenpeace, Sierra Club, Climate Reality, Rainforest Action Network, Amazon Watch, and was shocked to see they had virtually nothing on animal agriculture. What was going on? Why would they not have this information on there? It seemed the main focus for many of these groups was natural gas and oil production, with fracking being the latest hot issue due to water usage and contamination. Hydraulic fracturing for natural gas uses an incredible amount of water. A staggering 100 billion gallons of water is used every year in the United States. But when I compared this with animal agriculture, raising livestock just in the US consumes 34 trillion gallons of water. And it turns out the methane emissions from both industries are nearly equal. Living in California, a state plagued by drought and water shortages, water use is a major concern for many of us.
The average Californian uses about 1,500 gallons per person per day. About half of that is related to the consumption of meat and dairy products. So meat and dairy products are incredibly water intensive, in part because the animals are using very water intensive grains. That's what they eat. And so all of the water embedded in the grain and that the animal eats essentially is considered part of the virtual water footprint of that product.
I found out that 1/4 pound hamburger requires over 660 gallons of water to produce. Here I've been taking these short showers trying to save water, and to find out just eating one hamburger is the equivalent of showering 2 entire months.
And also, according to PETA, more than 90% of the Amazonian rainforest has been cleared since 1970. So just imagine all of those animals, all of those plants just destroyed. It is one of the main reasons why the climate is going up, because the rainforests are the lungs of the earth, basically, and people are just cutting them down because we all want beef or something. Another way that animal agriculture is affecting the earth is that it is causing many ocean dead zones.
Earth's oceans are wide-reaching and teeming with life. One microscopic aquatic organism plays a major role in making life on Earth possible: phytoplankton.
If it weren't for phytoplankton, the Earth as we know it would probably not be able to exist. Life on this planet pretty much depends upon phytoplankton.
Light and the presence of nutrients in the surface waters make phytoplankton growth possible. Physical processes, like ocean circulation and upwelling, help to regulate the distribution and abundance of the plants. For the last decade, scientists have used satellite measurements of ocean color to determine the global distribution of phytoplankton and to begin to link its variability to environmental factors.
The beauty of studying the oceans from space in a consistent way that satellites allow us to do is that you can study phenomena both on different time and different space scales.
Using data from an instrument called CWIFS, researchers observe that both natural and human-induced events cause levels of phytoplankton to shift from their usual rhythms. Under certain conditions, excessive phytoplankton growth can result in an area known as a dead zone. Dead zones form when big blooms of phytoplankton at the surface trigger large quantities of organic matter, which then sink to the bottom. Bacteria break down the organic material, releasing carbon dioxide but absorbing oxygen as they work. Most marine organisms need oxygen for survival, and dead zones prove fatal for many aquatic species. Many human activities on land trigger the seasonal appearance of dead zones. Fertilizers run off lawns and farmland. They seep into the network of rivers and streams that comprise a local watershed and provide a jolt of nutrients to phytoplankton that edge the shore. The Mississippi River watershed drains directly into the Gulf of Mexico, where dead zones frequently occur.
So according to bustle.com, where they wrote an article about 5 ways animal agriculture is destroying our environment, animal agriculture emits 18% of greenhouse gases into the air each year, more than all transportation in the world combined, which accounts for 13%. It is also annually accountable for more than 32 billion tons of carbon dioxide and 65% of nitrous oxide emissions, a gas that stays in the atmosphere for 150 years. It is impossible to deny that factory farming is a leading cause of climate change. Every minute, animals raised in the United States for food produce 7 million pounds of excrement. This does not include the farms outside of the USDA jurisdiction. One dairy cow produces the same amount of waste in one day as 20 to 40 human beings. Altogether, livestock excrement discharges 150 billion gallons a day in methane, a gas proven to be nearly 25 times more dangerous than CO2. Then there's ammonia, which combines the other elements in the air and causes respiratory disorders and contributes to acid rain. More than 70% of all ammonia emissions come from factory farming.
The Post sent me to a report online published by the United Nations stating that cows produce more greenhouse gases than the entire transportation sector. This means that raising cattle produces more greenhouse gases than all cars, trucks, trains, boats, planes combined. 13% compared to 18% for livestock. This is because cows produce a substantial amount of methane from their digestive process. Methane gas from livestock is 25 to 100 times more destructive than carbon dioxide from vehicles. Here I'd been riding my bike everywhere to help reduce emissions, but it turns out there's more to climate change than just fossil fuels.
So those are some of the facts that I'm going to present to you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to know where I got all of this information, all of the links that I used will be in the description, and I'll probably have to make a works cited for this, so I will link the Google Doc to that if you want to see that. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to subscribe for new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. If you have any questions, you can ask me on Tumblr, on Twitter, on Instagram, in real life if you're in my geology class and are watching this. Yeah, I hope to see you guys in my next video. Bye everyone!